thought I did. I didn't. This will take me just a moment here. Okay, we're good. We're back. Welcome back, everybody. Bo, it's all yours again.
When last we left, the trees erupted from the ground. A giant forest formed all around you, and then branches formed from them with bulbs on the end with eyeballs. And now on all sides surrounding you is a forest of, there's no leaves. These are black woods, black trees, still purple ground that is muddy, and the rain is incessant and nighttime is there. In the distance, a great light appears from the sky. You see it hit a point somewhere to the north. Then you hear the voice in your head going, "You think it would be that easy?" As you scan around, sorry.
I was going to say this seems bad.
As you scan around, you see the wreck of the Fate 4, you see the rickshaw, and you see the mangled form of Follow, steam billowing from his body, and you hear and hear ragged breathing coming from him.
Are the lizard folk still? Are we in combat? Or are we?
You are no longer in combat. The lizard folk, you do not see them anywhere.
All right, I will rush over to Follow and attempt to heal him with a healing word.
As you approach his body, you look at his mangled corpse and feel that he's beyond your ability to heal him.
Oh, never mind. I don't do that.
I just don't want you to have wasted the spell.
Sure.
Especially not
I'm going to run
guy.
40 feet, still in my rage, to where the lizard folk were. Do my flame burst. Look around for them.
You do your flame burst, look around for them. You get the feeling you're not alone, but as you look around for them, one of the tree branches sort of lowers a bit in front of you, and then an eyeball from the tree branch looks at you, and then it blinks a couple times.
Smack it with my shield.
Okay, attack roll.
Attack roll.
Gross.
18.
All right, yeah, roll damage.
$14 points of damage.
You smack the tree branch right off the branch, and it hits the ground. And where the tree branch splits, you see splinters of wood, but you see blood. And a spray of blood comes out and goes, and you see it on the ground, shuddering in pain, and then it curls up like a spider's body, and just sits there on the ground.
If these trees can bleed, they can die. And I'll continue my assault on the trees.
Okay, so you pick. There's a couple of trees. There's some thicker trees and some thinner ones.
I mean, I like just melee, you know? Like, there's a tree in front of me, turn around to the tree behind him, kick it, you know, throw my shield at the top of the next tree. Just in the 20-foot radius for the 10 rounds that my rage I entered lasts, I will continue to assault trees.
You start assaulting the trees. You find that the trunks are a lot more difficult to attack. So as you punch them, you don't do very much damage, but they're easy to hit. So you start punching the trees. Blood, sap sort of spurts from them as you punch them, and a lot of the tree branches sort of descend around. The eyeballs blink at you rapidly, but they don't do anything to fight back. They just look at you, and so you're surrounded by branches with eyeballs, and you go to smack them away, and more arrive and come up, and they just kind of look at you like almost pleading, like why, like in this sort of way that only an eyeball can communicate.
Sign me up for 9 rounds of that.
Okay.
In only the way an eyeball can. I like it.
Stanley, as you move to heal Follow, you see him, he coughs up blood. And his nose and his eyes begin bleeding, or like start bleeding out. And he takes an arm. On the arm, you can see the bone pushing out through the skin where it's broken, but not penetrating the skin. But grabs your collar, pulls you down, and says, "You gotta save her. She's our only hope for the future. She's all that's good in this world. Tell me you'll save her.
I'm going to do everything I can for him to do that. You have my word.
And he looks at you intensely in your eyes, saying nothing more, blood coming out, eyes and head shaking. And then the strength in his hand goes limp, and it falls, and his head falls back, and he dies.
Nash, I would appreciate you maybe being able to dig a hole here and that we can bury Follow.
I can't hear you from up here. Woof, woof. What's going on? What do you need? Woof, woof.
You know what? Never mind, Nash. I don't actually need you. You're fine. Do whatever it is you do.
Cool. I'm a dragon. Woof, woof.
I'll start digging myself.
All right. Do you have a shovel in your bag of holding? We
I
can
do
recon.
not.
We can wreck. You'd have a shovel. Would you?
Sure,
Would that be something
okay.
you think you'd bring?
Yeah, why not? We
Yeah.
got a shovel. We'll put it in there.
You have a shovel. You take a shovel out of your bag of holding and begin digging. Nash, from where you are, up floating and flying,
Yeah.
as you scan around and get a new lay of the land, you see that the forest of trees that erupted extends in all directions without end.
Okay.
And as you look down, you see eyeballs within the trees kind of look up at you.
I'd like to try to cause some havoc there.
Okay.
I am going to do. Hold on a second. Make sure I tell you the right words here. I'm going to do a acid breath into a big wide swath of these eyeball trees.
Okay.
It's
So
a
you-
30-foot line, 5 feet wide. So I
Sure.
can't.
You fire your acid breath down on the trees and they begin melting.
Oh, okay,
And the
cool.
trees look out up at you with this look in their eyes like, why? And then they begin melting and falling over.
Well, in my eye, I have the look of why not, and then I do it. I just
All right, you begin lighting trees on fire, and you start a small brush fire in a general location. Because it's magical fire, it's not easily doused by the rain. You begin setting trees on fire.
It is still raining.
It's still raining.
Okay.
It's still nighttime.
Hope's gonna head over and start helping dig the hole. That's what I'm looking for.
Okay.
Did the
You begin-
skybox change?
No.
Okay.
It's the same sky, same purple desert. It's just there's trees everywhere.
Cool.
Eyeball trees. I can hear your confusion. Voice still echoes in your mind. I can taste it.
Is there any particular way to convince you to at least shut up or come back here and finish this now? Because honestly, I don't think I can take several days of you yammering into our heads.
You get nothing back in response.
Little things.
Next street.
All right, Nash and Varel are busy setting the entire forest on fire.
yeah, this is unnatural. I'm not letting this go. We have to burn it.
Stanley, what are your thoughts if I give myself up? Be a way to get there. Maybe get the little girl back really quickly.
I don't think it's worth a trade. Look, we thought we had a fantastic deal with Kotobo Praith. At least on the deal that seemed reasonable at the time. And that has done as much bad for us as it has good. I still feel conflicted about that. I don't think any deal that you take with this creature is going to work in our benefit. Besides, we save the little girl, we lose the entire town. Who knows what the trade-off is going to be? We do our best. We do what we can.
Hope will nod and continue digging with her hands.
Okay. After some time goes by, you've burnt a lot of trees, and the hole is now open for you to bury Follow into.
Alright, put the body in. Start covering it up. And Stanley will just say quiet kind of eulogy for Follow. I don't know what kind of man you ultimately were, but you seem to genuinely care about a good and innocent person, and we need more of that in this world, not less.
Except for the part about stealing the car. Whoosh, whoosh.
I'm going to cast Polymorph on Nash.
Okay. What shape do you choose?
I am going to turn him into a mouse.
Wait, I'm gonna fall and get hurt.
All right, you'll have to make a save. What's the saving throw? Unless you let it happen, Nash. I assume.
No,
you're
I'm gonna
want
fight
to.
it.
Wisdom 16.
Shit. I got an 8.
All right, you turn Nash into a mouse, and now he's like dozens, if not hundreds, of feet in the air.
I am going to wait until the absolute last safe moment and cast Featherfall on the mouse.
Okay. How long does the polymorph last?
Polymorph will last an hour.
Yeah,
What?
and he's actually a mouse, right? Like,
Yeah.
so this polymorph isn't like shape change. You have to speak like or whatever your mouse impression is. And I think your intelligence is like that of a mouse too, and stuff. Like you're a mouse.
So I'm a mouse-ass mouse.
You're not Nash mouse. Like you are mouse.
I'm not like inside the mouse going, "Get me out of here! I shouldn't be." It's not like I can.
Yeah,
help.
yeah. Like you. It's on some level. Like you still retain your intelligence, but your behavior is that of a mouse.
Yeah,
Now,
you're.
is it a hairless mouse covered in boils and?
Yeah, it's not an attractive mouse in any way, shape, or form.
Oh man.
And I'm going to walk over to it on the ground, and I'm going to look at it, and I'm going to say, Nash Magon, your blundering is fun and amusing up to a point. But I want you to remember what it's like when you go beyond that point, and how quickly and easily your entire world and perspective can change. Keep that in mind the next time you consider opening your damn mouth.
So all I make is this sound. What's this? And then I go, cheese! All I want is cheese! That's all that's in my head is cheese, 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 cheese! I can understand what that guy says. He's not even a guy. I don't know what he is. I want cheese.
I didn't understand any of that, so I walk away and let Nash Mouse scurry about his life.
Someone should protect me, though, because I'm too dumb now. I don't know not to go... Put me in a pocket or something.
Well, now he wants protection. Too late.
You don't understand that either.
Go back. Keep covering up. Follow.
Okay.
Shit.
Varela, would you like to do another 9 rounds of tree punching?
No, my rage fades, and I'll realize the futility of my actions, though I feel good about them.
Yeah. There's quite a good blaze going on between you and Nash in the forest. Illuminates the sky, large green and yellow fire. Burn part of the forest. Smoke rises into the air, revealing your location to others.
I'll make my way back to the group.
Okay. So the other two are in the process of burying Follow, putting dirt on his body.
I have defeated large swaths of the forest.
Do you feel better?
There were no enemies. The lizard folk are gone. Though the sky still rains, and the stars are the same. The sand is the same, and the trees did grow here. I believe us
You
still to
think
be.
the trees might be the lizard folk?
The thought did cross my mind. The eyes look rather sad while I slay them. Perhaps these are Dolopopio's victims. This
By
is
the
his
way,
farm, his garden.
right now we're just here being watched, being mocked, being laughed at. But our mission hasn't changed. Should we finally try to get the rest we've been seeking all night? Continue in the morning.
Sounds good.
It's supposed to be a mouse, but it just keeps sounding like someone's getting fast forwarded.
That's all I got. I don't have any other mouse sounds. It's supposed to be a little tiny creature mouse. Oh, what's this? Oh, that's me getting mad.
Whoa, that's
Yeah.
a feral mouse.
Yeah.
Once we've got follow covered, I'll go over and start casting the ritual to pull the tiny hut back up.
Okay, very good. You recreate the tiny hut in the clearing or in the forest?
It'd be in an area. I'm assuming they can watch through the forest, so I would say maybe move a respectful away or a place where it's been cleared out by Nash and Varel. I don't want to be too close to any of the trees.
Okay, so near the inferno happening, there's a fire sort of blazing in the north side.
Well, probably not in fire if it hasn't gone out.
Although it won't be able to cross the barrier.
Yeah, we'll be away from the trees.
Oh, wait, so in the clearing.
Yeah.
Okay, you create the tiny hut after 10 minutes. It reappears.
Yep, and go inside. Nash is barred from entry.
What? Hold on. When I turn, will I be a dragon again, or I'll be Nash again? Because my thing lasts an hour as well. So
You'll be back to dragon.
oh, but will I then immediately
Because
be
your
Nash?
dragon lasts half your level, so 4 hours.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. Shit. Yeah. Don't put me in there. But you got to put me somewhere safe. I can't just run around.
All you hear is.
You put me in like a box or something.
Did the rations survive the foresting of the surrounding area?
Yes.
Excellent. I will
They were in
relocate
the-
them to the new tiny hut.
Yeah, they were in the tiny hut. Tiny hut got removed, but so they got wet, but they're salvageable.
I will also locate the rickshaw near the tiny hut.
Okay. Perfect. You
I'll
bring the
start
rickshaw.
loading the rations into the bag of holding. We'll keep them safe.
Okay, very good. All right, so back to rest then. Is that what's happening?
Yep.
Okay, and the watch order.
It could have been a dragon hovering over for 4 hours watching everything, but he's a mouse now. Just saying.
Just for the next hour. Are you going to participate in the watch after you turn back into a dragon?
No, I need full rest to get rid of all my exhaustion because F my dragon transform this time. That was a dumb idea.
I will take first watch to ensure that my concentration stays up and Nash remains a mouse for his full hour duration.
Okay. Varel, Hope, any preferences?
I figure I'll go after Stanley.
Hey,
Okay,
real
and that'll
quick,
put Varel last.
any sleep I get as a mouse, will it contribute to my rest?
Actually, here's a good question for you, Bo. So we
Mm-hmm.
go into the tiny hut. Magic can't cross it.
Mm-hmm.
Can the spell effect remain once I've
You
gone
can-
inside
I
of it?
I would still say probably you could probably concentrate on it and it'd be okay.
great.
Okay.
Yeah. Until something game breaking comes up, we'll just say that for now.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah. Okay, so you concentrate on the spell. Actually, you can't cast another spell? How does tiny
Another
hut?
concentration, but it's not concentration.
Oh, okay, perfect. I just wonder because it's a ritual. You might need your undivided for a ritual.
Yeah, that's fine. We can drop it.
Yeah,
fine
I'm
if
not
it
100%
drops.
sure, but I think if you have, and I don't feel like looking it up. If we're okay,
That
just
makes
being lazy.
sense,
but-
though. You have to concentrate on the ritual cast.
Yeah, like I
Why
could see
don't-
it.
yeah,
a
yeah.
non-spell slot spell that you use a spell slot for that won't break your concentration. But if you're like, no, I don't want to use a spell slot because I'm concentrating on this. Maybe the
I
polymorph
think
doesn't
there is
work.
enough evidence between the two things that at the very least the end net result is I'm in the tiny hut and Nash is no longer a mouse.
Okay, so Nash turns back into a dragon.
All right, I'm gonna go dick and then fly up as high as I can, and I'll be first watch. I will watch.
Yeah, you fly up into the sky, and as you fly up into the sky, you hear rumble, 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 and you see lightning streak down near you.
Whoa.
It's not very safe up there.
All right, I'll come down a little.
Fly up into the air.
Actually, I'll fly. Can I fly above the cloud cover? I should be able to. Right?
Yeah, you should be able to. Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna do that.
All right. So you fly into the lightning clouds,
Yeah.
and flashes of lightning erupt all around you as you shoot through, and then you make it above the clouds.
All right. I will keep my visage.
It's still nighttime, and there's just clouds everywhere, dark gray clouds.
All right. Well, I'm using this mostly just to ride out my time as a dragon because it was such a freaking
You,
waste.
of course, can't keep watch anymore because the clouds are between you and the tiny hut.
Well, they can just deal with whatever they're going to deal with. They made me a mouse for a while, so F off. They can figure
All
it out.
right. Okay, so each take turns with your watch and get a full night's rest without event.
It's
Well,
worth
then-
noting that Nash was never permitted back into the tiny hut. His rest would have been outside.
Well, he's used to those conditions, so he does benefit from the full rest.
Yeah, I'll be all right.
That's fine. I figured he would. I'm not trying to deny him anything. I just want him to understand
But-
that he's not welcome in the tiny hut.
You are chilled to the bone at this point, and when you wake up, Nash, there's like a branch in front of your face, like an eyeball, and it just sort of blinks at you. And you open your eyes.
Whoa.
This is a tree branch with an eyeball on it, and it's looking at you, blinking.
And I'm no longer.
And then as you move your hand,
Black
it goes down
dragon.
and looks at your hand,
Mm-hmm.
and then it looks back at you.
Wait. Oh, it looks at my hand.
Yeah, it like has like a sentience to it that is unnerving. But everyone wakes up and benefits from their full rest.
I kind of want to talk to the tree.
The other thing you notice about waking up in the morning is that it is still nighttime, and it is still raining torrentially.
Wait, we wake up in the morning, but it's still nighttime?
Well, you've slept for 8 hours, let's say. Still nighttime.
Are there stars through the clouds?
There are no stars. There's just cloud coverage. Nash didn't notice any stars when he flew up into the sky.
All right, I'll step outside of the hut, let it dissipate.
I will say flying up above the cloud cover was not an aspect I was prepared for. So if there's any weirdness about the information, it's because I'm like trying to think of what's going on. What's the right answer to that question? There would have been stars, I think. If it's nighttime, you would have seen stars. So the answer to that question is, Nash, when you flew above cloud cover and looked up, you saw stars.
Okay.
Nighttime.
Okay.
But it is still dark out, and it is still raining. Basically, no change in the weather situation whatsoever.
Am I still outside?
You are still outside.
And
You are sleeping next to a tree with an eyeball looking at you.
Okay. Can they hear me?
A lot
if
of
I-
eyeballs in this campaign.
If I say something, then can they hear me? The guys in the tent? or in the thing?
I came out. The tent's down.
Okay. I'm gonna stand up and stretch and say, I think we're in a zone. Something's wrong here. There should be sun. There should be daylight. This shouldn't be dark. We got to get out of here. And this eyeball's looking at me, and I don't like it.
The eyeball blinks, looks over at Stanley, blinks, looks over at Nash. Like
You
it's a
can
third
always
person.
kill it.
Yeah, but something's going on. I can feel something from this thing. It just feels like maybe it knows something. It keeps looking at my hand and then back at me, and then when you guys talk, he looks at you. It's more sentient than just some, growing eye stalk in the middle of the desert.
I will point to one next to me, then turn and look and say, Eyeball! Who are you? Reveal your secrets. You have seen what I've done to your friends.
The branch sort of twirls round and round a little bit in this weird way, and then moves left, right, and then blinks 3 times.
It's a code.
It's attempting to communicate with me.
Some kind of code. How big is the eye?
About the size of a baseball, softball. Large.
Eyeball. Can you nod? Do you know, and I'll nod with it, the expression of agreement?
As you nod, the branch sort of goes.
And
Up and
now,
down.
without shaking my head, do you know the expression for denial?
It nods up and down again.
Ah, it's a copycat. It doesn't know what I speak. It merely gets excited by being talked
Well,
to.
unless it was saying yes, it knows the. Well, the answer to your question was yes if it knows how to shake its head no.
Eyeball, show me that you know the expression of denial with one's motions by doing it.
It blinks at you blankly.
Can you shake your eye?
It blinks at you blankly.
Hope will chime in. Eyeball, in Draconic, blink once if you can understand.
It looks over to you and just blinks several times. And then continues looking at you.
It is a fool.
Yep. Turns out, I don't think this eyeball knows anything.
Then the branch sort of extends a little further towards you, Hope, and rests itself on your cheek.
It likes you, Hope.
I figure this is how he's watching us, and then she'll shove it off.
Maybe these are
Push it
edible.
away.
Can
It
I-
just flat falls away.
Nash would like to reach out, and he would like to tip just the tip of his tongue on an eyeball. He wants to see what it tastes like.
Okay, so you're gonna put your tongue on the eyeball.
Yeah.
All right. Do you approach it quickly to startle it, or slowly?
I'm going to slowly creep up to it, and I'm going to say as I do, I just want a taste of your essence. And I grab him by the stalk. I grab him by the stalk, and
Episode rated mature.
I
All right, so you lean in closely, and the eyeball sort of on the tree branch stands still, sort of captivated, it seems, by you.
Yeah.
And then you stick out your tongue and lick it. Do you do it quick, or do you just keep it on there like a big long?
Well, I'm going to just quick lick it up.
Okay.
Just going
Yeah,
up
so
the iris.
You
there.
give it a quick. You give the eyeball a quick lick, and it recoils back and jumps back, and it's sort of in this position like this, and it blinks at you quite a bit.
All right, I'll turn around to the group and go. It just tastes like eyeball. It's nothing.
It tastes,
nothing special.
It's sort of a taste of salt and also like poo.
Oh,
Salty poo?
The classic eyeball.
I need you to make a
flavor.
Constitution saving throw, please.
shit. Oh my gosh. They make that a 17 plus. Hold on. 20. No, not natural.
20?
Yeah.
Okay. You definitely ingested some sort of bug. You feel your stomach ache, but you're not showing any immediate signs of contamination. But you just feel a little twisted in your belly right now.
All right. I will relay to the team how I feel and also what it tasted like. Perhaps that
Let's just
data
How
can
do
Throw
you
that up.
know what poo tastes like?
I mean, you
I'll
ever
say-
smelt a fart that's so strong you swear it's in your mouth?
Well, I say to him, I actually have a thing I can say. I say, I never told you, Stanley, about the last 3 miles of my escape from the solar mines. Let's just say
no.
it was. Let's just,
Andy Dufresne.
let's just say some things happened in there, and I know for reasons I don't want to explain right now, but maybe one day I'll tell you that full tale. For now, just know that I swam through 30 miles of shit and came out dirty on the other side.
No doubt.
30 miles.
Varel's questioning the distance. I love it. It felt like 30, I say.
Surely. Hope. I
Also
have
look at Varel.
I have a gift that I doubt will please you, but we may find useful in these times. I volunteer my strength as an engine, and I present to you this: the Fang Fate 5, which I have constructed from the tyrant's bones and the remains of your dear vehicle.
Hope will look at it, and then she'll look at the jungle, trying to ascertain if it would actually be able to be pulled through the foliage.
You have a look at the trees surrounding the clearing and see that they're very densely packed and that there's no path in the trees that exist. It would be very difficult to take this rickshaw through the forest.
Hope will nod and look at it. And she'll take a deep breath, and she'll look back at Varel. Thank you. Sadly, I don't think this will work, though. There's no path through the trees. And it's a big vehicle.
Then my previous offer still stands. And I get down on one knee and kind of put my arms back behind me like you do when you're ready for a piggyback.
No.
I have destroyed your mount, and I submit myself as your new steed.
I'll just build one. Whenever we get back to Tietkala. It's okay.
How far is that? Does anyone know from here?
What, Tietkala?
Yeah. Time-wise.
Well, I can give you an estimate. So it's about 200.
Caravalon.
So it's about 200 miles. So maybe 20 days march.
If they're on a dragon, how
10
long?
miles a day.
How long at flying speed?
I think you can fly at maybe twice the speed. So
80
10
feet.
days.
10 days? Shit.
Although I guess if you fly above the clouds and
Yeah, I
achieve
can get to
jet
Vegas
speed-
in an hour and a half if I fly. It takes me 6 hours to drive it.
Yeah, I don't know about those kinds of flight speeds. There's no real rules to cover it. So
It says I've got 80 feet. Sorry, speed of 80 feet per what? 40 feet swim, 80 feet fly, 40 feet ground, but it doesn't say it.
I mean, these are per round. These are like battle. It's battle speed, which is what I was basing my answer on.
Well,
There is the travel, by horseback and stuff like that. If you keep it normal pace, it's 300 feet hour, 3 miles. Actually, per day, it says 24 miles here for marching. So that would be like 5 or 6 days on foot. So maybe a day flying would get you there.
All right. Well, I've only got 4 hours in the tank, so that's not going to work.
Is the hole still around? Nash's hole?
Oh yeah, baby.
It is.
Is it full of trees?
No, nothing's grown in where the hole is. The T-Rex is still in there, even.
Hmm.
Is that meat we can eat? Can we carve that up? I say to Varel. Eat that.
It would take me time.
Hmm.
We should probably get going.
I cooked half of
So-
it. One half is cooked.
So we march for Kervalan.
I think that's best. It's closest. It's where we need to go anyway. I don't see what other option we have.
Friends, let us make this one commitment. The next time someone takes our car and we get it back, we take the keys and kick them out. This all could have been stopped if we just gotten rid of him and taken our rightful possession back, and we'd be on our way to wherever we need to go. And that is all Nash Magard will say on the subject of the car being taken.
It occurs to the rest of the party that it might have been the knocking of the Nash Maggards of the Solar Mine that alerted the T-Rex to the presence of the party.
Not my fault.
I assumed as much.
Those aren't me.
Yeah.
Those are future me's.
Kind of figured it was Nash's fault, no matter what happened.
But it's true, it wasn't Scott's character, Nash Maggard of Solar Mines, who did that.
Right. It was future me.
That also occurs to you.
Future fault.
Tom Selleck was good enough.
Oh, he was so good in Future Fault. Should have been Indiana Jones, but he took that instead.
Well, shall we be marching then?
Let's march.
Right,
Okay.
pack it up. We're moving.
You begin packing everything up and start making your way through the forest. In no time, the trees around you begin to grow densely, and you can see really, in addition to the rain, which you have some relief from the trees that canopy overhead, it's difficult to see through the thickness of the trees, and they're all black, so everything sort of blends into one another, and visibility is real low. After several hours of travel, you begin to hear like a duck, 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 duck echoing out in the forest ahead of you of something hitting a tree.
I mean, he invited us to Kervalan. You would think he'd make it easier, not harder to get there. This is honestly just an incredibly dick move. Keep
We
walking.
continue to walk.
You hear duck, duck, duck. Okay, you continue to walk with no change to the style of your walking. I imagine it's, was not that stealthy, and so continues to remain unstealthy or unaffected by any scouting. So as you continue to walk unabated, you hear the thuck, 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 and you hear it get louder and louder, but then suddenly it begins to stop, and you don't hear it anymore.
Oh, they see us, whatever it is.
Could be some creature.
Do you continue?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You continue walking through the forest in the direction where the shaft of light shines from the top of the sky down to the ground. And as you begin moving in the direction and scan the forest ahead of you, you see a sort of some yellow glow shining through the trees before you. You don't see the exact source of the glow, but you see light glowing. It's dim and yellow.
What do you make of that, Pharrell?
We have a long way to go through a forest full of eyes. I have chosen to focus on walking.
And there's a branch lowers as he says this, looks at him and blinks, and then looks at you, it blinks.
Now, if you, 3, cursed by demons, would like to change our style, please let me know. Otherwise, my journey to Cavalon has been complicated enough.
I'm with Varel on this. It feels like our life is nothing but swerves. I'm ready for a direct course of action.
I agree.
Find the little one.
Okay, so you continue moving through the forest.
Watch
in-
4 people make the worst possible decision. All live every Saturday.
Yep.
And then as you walk forward, you begin to see the source of the lights. You see there are several log houses in a clearing ahead of you, 8 in total. And it's not a very clear clearing. There's still trees in different parts, but there's the makings of like community with these log homes. And each of the log homes have a little chimney, and it appears like a little bit of smoke sort of comes out of the chimneys. There are lights coming from inside the houses. You see no one outside.
Are they eyeball logs? Are the houses
It,
bleeding?
appears
Fair
that
question.
it appears that they've been made of the same material as the trees, but they've been de-eyeballed. There's no
And they're-
eyeballs on the houses.
Does it smell fresh in the air, like this has all been cut down today, and that's the thucking we were hearing?
Whoa. Okay.
That was your word, not mine.
No. The way it came over the mic.
The way you said it was like it
The
sounded
way
like,
you said it, sir.
Oh,
I've
did
been
I?
sitting here the whole time.
I heard duck, duck, duck. Okay. For some reason, you said it with an authority that made it sound pretty.
I think it was the. It may have just
It was
been
hilarious.
Discord. It may have been the way Discord handled it. I don't know.
To answer your question, they are not fresh.
Huh.
They look like they've been there for, a long time. There's cracks. There's wear on them.
Should you just walk around?
Are there any vehicles?
There are no vehicles.
Is the orc still with us?
No, he got folded
Yes.
into half
He was-
infinitely.
Oh,
Folded
right.
into oblivion.
I forgot about him. Right.
Have we traveled long?
You've traveled for 3 hours now.
Oh, okay. I see 2 options. Address the folk of the Eye Forest, or move along.
They'd be magic, wouldn't they?
I can't say I have any interest in complicating things further. I say if we can avoid this, we should.
Do the trees show any indication that us burning down a bunch of them was a problem? Bo?
No,
Okay, so
they don't speak, and they don't sort of communicate in a way that you understand. So you really don't know.
all right. Well, Nash is going to put forward a theory. He says, "I think these are all connected. This is one entity. All we did was cut some hair. The head is still there, full of glorious hair, and it's just staring at us. And it's following everything we're doing, and it's all connected to the same creature or man or, like I said, entity. There's some central connection for all of these eye stalks. We may be walking on some giant, omnipotent creature."
Are we in the Demon Vold?
I mean, you entered the Daemon Vold, yeah, the Purple Lands.
But in, through the door, through like the weird door, is there any way to sense that Nash? Is there any way to verify the stars through the storm to find if this place is real?
I mean, I don't think so. I have a key, but that just takes us to the weir. I have no way of sensing that. Bo, I guess I could do like a. I mean, arcana checks aren't going to do anything really.
I mean, if you wanted to look for a hint about anything magic related.
Yeah, we'll do that. I'll say, let me check, Varel. Oh, what was that? You all right,
I knocked my whole box of dice over.
ma'am?
Dice everywhere.
Sound like a tray of ziti.
All right, I'm gonna roll. Okay, so that's plus. Hold on, I always forget. Arcana plus 6, so 16.
As far as you can tell, the same mana wave radiation that blankets the world is still present here now. If anything, it's rich in abundance. You do not feel that you've traversed to any other place but the one that you've called home. Based on
Okay,
the magical aura and energies around you.
so it doesn't really answer Varel's question at all. I'll relay that to him. I say, even in dragon form, Varel, I couldn't even see the stars. I was above those clouds, but it was dark and misty and not at all recognizable.
So what is our heading? I desire to greet these denizens who seem to have found comfort in the woods in hopes of answers.
But doesn't this seem strange? These woods are new.
All of it.
How did they build these houses so fast?
And a time ago, and eyeballed them no less.
Shouldn't we just walk around?
Find ourselves in further mysteries? We have no car for them to steal this time.
I don't know. I'll leave it up to you two. Honestly, I think we're only inviting trouble interacting with even more people, but like you said, it's certainly a mystery.
How tall are the doorways? Or the houses in general?
It's your perception check, please.
$12.
The doors look like they are human-sized. You want to know how tall are the houses? The
Yeah.
houses are one story. They look built similar to what you would imagine how humans build their dwellings, like in Slave Town, for example. That's a good comparison. These are human houses.
I relay that information.
Certainly curious how a bunch of humans came to be out here, but my interest is saving the girl. I'm not interested in finding out whatever else problem these individuals might have and how I might factor into it.
Varel makes a strong point, though. We could be going in circles inside some dream, some constructed space that isn't real. I'm paranoid now about this because of what Varel said.
How do you know that these houses aren't part of that same construction?
Exactly. I don't know if any of this is real.
How do you know you're actually talking to me right now?
How do I know you're not a walking penis with two testicles that are shriveled up?
Exactly.
Nash and Stanley always up for a little bicker. It's my favorite. I'm just saying it's a possibility, and we should be wary of it.
Well, what do we say? Hello, people of the Eyeball Wood. Come out and talk to us. What do we want to ask them? What do we hope to learn from these people?
Maybe they could ensure we're in the right direction, or give us hints as to whether this is all real or not, or I don't know, give us otherwise good advice for those who would travel through this nightmarish eyeball stalk hellscape.
And if we're lucky, maybe they've built a road somewhere we could follow.
And these eyes, Bo, are just looking at us constantly, right? As we walk past them, just looking, just always.
Not all of them. When you catch their attention, they look at you, but it's not the whole forest looking at you. You definitely see eyeballs that are just there, staring at whatever. But if you catch their attention, they sort of slowly creak in your direction and look and blink.
All right,
Sometimes
well,
they're even on the ground.
if we have questions to ask, let's round them up. Let's get them out here. See what this is going to be.
Then we are decided. People of the Eyeball Forest. It is I, Vorel Rasvim Kurik, and I am traveling to Kervalan. My party and I have questions, and hope to find you amicable.
A moment goes by with silence. Roll a performance check, please.
5.
Okay. It was loud, but not very persuasive. Friendly. Actually, not that friendly sounding.
Demanding.
Demanding. But there weren't any hostile words in what you said. After a moment, one of the doors opens, and a rickety old skeleton man walks out in shambly kind of military-looking clothes with a beret on.
Like a skeleton man or a skeleton?
It is a walking skeleton.
Ah.
Turns around and then leans in the house and you see him say, "Just give me a minute," and then closes the door. Turns around, pulls his shirt down a bit. "Hello there," says the skeleton.
Pulls his shirt down.
Just like, you know how when you pull your shirt down to make it straight,
Oh, kind of like Picard.
It's already
It's like Picard.
Yeah.
Picard getting up from the
exactly like Picard doing that. That's
All right.
exactly it.
All right.
Pulls his shirt down, looks down, and looks to you and says, "Now look here, we don't want any trouble. If you just want some information, I'd be happy to help, and then you can move along."
Our trouble is is bottled for a single man. What was his name again?
Ubvexian?
Yeah.
Obixian?
Hang on.
This the Mind Flayer guy?
Ubvexian.
Ubvexiad. I will Ubvexiad. You can say it's easy. I will write the e-rating in our Discord there. Ubvexiad.
And we seek him.
You're looking for the master of these lands.
These lands.
Yes.
Tentacle face guy.
That's the one. We've had the displeasure of bumping into him 1 or 2 times.
Is that when you lost your flesh?
Pardon me.
Do I have meat on me?
These are strange questions.
You are a
You
strange
are-
fellow. Are we strange to you?
You are a lizard folk. You walk like an upright human, a man even. But you have lizardy eyes and scales. We've seen your kind before.
And you are all bones, with no sinew to hold you together.
What? No. I'm not quite getting what you're saying there.
These trees around us.
Yes.
You see them?
Why, sure.
What foliage do they possess?
They don't possess any foliage. They're trees. And they have eyeballs in them.
Okay, very good. We have connected on
Once-
that part.
Once you get over the fact that they're eyeballs, you actually find you can make a lot of food with them. They're delicious.
Very well.
I mean, for a place like this, let me tell you, not a lot of stuff to eat around here. It's good that these eyeballs are just everywhere. We'd all be dead. You should try some. If you're feeling hungry, I recommend it.
Yes.
A path, Varel.
Yes, path. We search for Kervalon and your master.
Oh, right. Nope, not our master. Nope.
Master of these lands, then.
Well, sure. I mean, whatever this place is, whatever you call it, we're still trying to figure out what exactly its molecular composition is made out of. You wouldn't happen to have any information in this regard.
I lean over to Varel and go, nerds.
My friend has identified you as nerds.
Ah, that's an old word.
Do you share this meaning?
Do I sheriff? Did you say?
Share this meaning. Are you a nerd?
I mean, that's where I come from. That's a pejorative term. You say that to someone to put them down. I'm not a nerd any more than I am a lamp or a tree.
Or a skeleton?
Yeah. How did you get here, by the way? You don't look like you're from around here.
Stanley, I grow weary.
Hey, you're the one who wanted to talk to.
We fought a flying man who stole a child. This child was dear to one in our party, and we now search for it. So, we were descended into the forest.
You're talking about the Uvexian.
The master of these lands.
I should stay away from him.
That is not our goal.
Well, what business do you have with him?
I wish to beat his ass.
The skeleton laughs. That sounds like a great goal, but I think that might be a bad idea. He has a strength and power that is beyond our understanding. And we've entertained the notion of perhaps rising up against him to fight our way out of here. But we can't do it until we're sure that our plan will work.
A plan?
Well, we don't have a plan yet. We're coming up with the plan.
I see.
I think you got stranded here, much like us.
So we are in a place far from home.
Yes. Well, hang on. I don't know the answer to that question, really. Did you travel here through the stars?
No. Did you?
Yes. My crew and I, we were flying from Boson 7 to this planet called Rigel 5. Have you heard of it?
Oh, shit.
Nash, Stanley, I'm out of my league.
Yeah, you're not alone. The skeleton isn't making a lot of sense and also doesn't seem to realize it's a skeleton.
Do we appear like skeletons to you?
Yes.
Fascinating.
Do we appear as skeletons to you?
No, you do not.
When you say we, are you implying you're not a human being? You're something else.
I'm definitely human.
All
But
right.
you're not seeing me as a human. You're seeing me as what? Like is it an X-ray of me?
Bones in a suit.
Well, please don't attack. We mean you no harm.
The last skeletons we met danced and made an invisible dinner. I am not afraid of you.
Did you meet the skeletons here in this forest?
No, deep underground.
You're the first.
Underground where?
I was
In Dust Hill.
Moog Forain.
Yes, but what planet?
This one.
There are many planets. Are you saying you got here on your planet?
Nesh, in the solar mines, did you ever hear a name for what we live on?
It's Earth. I know that.
Yeah, Earth. I can confirm that. It is Earth. I've heard that
Oh, you're from Earth.
I've heard this right.
We're from Earth.
Oh shit.
We are literally on Earth, confusing Skeleton Man.
Wait, this isn't Earth. Unless something's happened.
The history speaks of not an explosion, but a death of the planet.
So you're people of Earth. Wow. Did you just get here from there?
We've never not been here.
Do you know how you got back? We'd like to go back. We'd like to get out of here.
Back where?
Remember
To
when I
Earth?
told you, Varel, this was going to be opening up a whole other can of worms? This is exactly the kind of talk I was talking about.
It's more answers than a bird folded many times over.
We are on Earth right now. We haven't left, nor did we return. We have been on it this entire time.
Fascinating. Would you mind?
Not really.
Would you mind if we ran a couple of scans on you, just to see if there are perhaps any interesting sources of radiation or anything we can learn that your bodies would be telling us, so that perhaps we could find a way back?
I will not submit to cuts, and I will not eat anything.
No cuts.
But you
no
may
cuts.
look upon me.
All you just have to do is stand there, and he opens the door to one of the houses and he says, pass me that. All right. And he brings out what looks like an egg beater, but it's got like a little box on it, and he starts spinning the egg beater and then putting the egg beater up to your body, and it's whisking the air, and he doesn't touch you with it, but he puts it near your body, the skeleton with the beret on, and begins testing your body. And he's like, wow, fascinating. And you, what is your name? He's referring to you, Hope.
Hope.
Would you mind if I gave you a scan?
I guess not.
Takes the egg beater and begins beating the air with it and whirling it around and getting his tests. And once he's done, he turns to Nash and says, would you mind if I gave a scan of your body? If I had a scan?
If this hurts, you'll die.
Oh.
All right. And he begins scanning your body as well. And then once he's done, he turns to you, Stanley, and says, would you mind, what's your name?
Stanley Billings.
Okay, Stanley, thank you. I'm Sergeant Chalupa. Can I scan your body?
Sergeant Chalupa, sure. Go ahead.
All right. And he begins scanning your body. He's like, thank you. This information will be most helpful to us. We appreciate it. Can we invite you in for some food? You must be hungry.
We will eat nothing from this land. But it is not out of disrespect.
Well, fair enough, but Ensign Broccoli just made a bunch of eyeball soup. and we think that We'd love to have you for guests. You seem very nice.
We will eat out of a sack of our own design.
And we should probably get going. We have to get to Cavalon. We can't stay here.
There's nothing I can do to talk you out of going to Caravallon and just coming back to Earth with us.
We're already on Earth.
I know it seems that way to you, Mr. Billings, but the truth is more complicated than that about what's happening here. But we'll figure out what happened, and once we do, we'll come back and get you. You're going to be at Caravallon.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we have a way for you to get there. And since I don't know that we'll be needing it anymore, maybe we have a horse and a carriage. And I know it's hard to navigate through these woods, so it's very narrow. And it has some special properties that kind of make it work here. So you can take that for this information that you provided for us. I think it'll be very helpful in finding our way out of here finally.
Sure, that would be most helpful.
And he goes, everyone, I've got great news. We found a way out. And then doors from the other houses open and skeletons make their way out in various military uniforms. And they go, what? Huh? And then he forms a circle and says, look, and he raises the egg beater up. I've collected data from travelers who just came to this strange realm. And I think the passage may still remain open. Which way did you come from? Can you point us in the right direction?
Just gesture to the south.
All right, well, let's go have a look. Let's form an away team. Ensign Broccoli, you're on the away team, as well as you, Commander Piker. All right, you go and you check it out and come back here and tell me what you find.
We
And then
appear near a large hole. You will find a dead tyrant inside.
Very good. That's helpful. Thank you. All right. Well, listen, we're going to go check that out. And if you just want to take the carriage, you're welcome to it. And I mean, if things go kind of bad in there, just keep in mind our ship crashed here in this realm, and it's been kind of covered up. But if you need a way to get out, you might possibly want to think about trying to restore that ship and take it out. And he sort of opens up one of his cloaks, and he has this glowing cylinder in his hand. He says, "You'll just need to put this." Do you know what a warp drive is?
No.
Nope.
I've heard of this, but it was only in stories.
Oh, I assure you, warp drives are very real. So if you just take this coil into the engineering bay, and you can't miss it, there's a big design on the side of the panel. You can put that in there, and then you'll be able to power the ship. And it has this glowing thing here. Why don't you take it?
I mean, we may as well
I'll
take it.
reach out and take it before we give that to Nash.
I'll carry it.
Well, thank you. All right, we're going to go have a look at this. And they start making their way in the direction you've come from. And the town empties out.
Where's this horse? Do we have it now?
He mentioned it was in the barn.
Okay.
To the barn, then.
All right, you make your way to the barn. And you see this building that's larger than the rest of the houses, made of the same wood, and has a latch on it where it's closed. You hear a come from inside.
That's the horse.
Thanks. Thanks, Nash. Would never figured out that mystery, but you cracked the case, bud.
Is it a skeleton horse, though? Or is it regular meat on bones horse?
Well, you haven't
I
opened
don't
up the
know.
barn
Let's
yet.
Find out.
Oh, let's do it.
Flick open the latch and open the door.
You flick open the latch and open the door, and you see the top half of a horse, glowing green. And it's attached to a carriage, and it sort of floats out, and the carriage floats out without any wheels. Everything glows green. It doesn't even. It looks like a light show more than an actual horse and carriage.
Like underglows?
Yeah,
Isn't that green from the weir?
very weird-like green.
Okay.
We would probably recognize that.
Well, who would be the best driver with animals?
That's a good question.
Has anyone driven a horse before?
All right, we can just get completely mechanical with this, right? I got a +4 to animal handling. Anybody need a
Damn.
+4?
Nice.
No. Hold on. I have a +1.
Get all elf on that horse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Get up on it.
I can give it a go. I've been around creatures like this before.
Hope we'll climb
Climb
into
up.
the carriage.
All right, you climb up into the carriage, and it's surprisingly, its properties are like it's real, but it doesn't look like it's real. So you're just sort of floating above on the air. It feels like, but you're sitting on it safely. Hope gets on. Stanley gets on.
Get
Varel, do you mount? Okay, Varel mounts. Stanley or Nash?
Yeah, I'll mount. Or, I mean, are we all going to
Okay,
fit on
so
this
everyone-
damn thing? Or is it a cart?
Yeah, everyone. There's a wagon on the back.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, think of like the Hateful Eight, like that wagon.
Yeah.
You can get inside, or you can sit on top.
I'm going to... I'm going to get on top, and I'm going to lay on my back like a snow angel style, and I'm going to just lay there and look at the sky as we go.
All right, that's what you do.
Yep.
Okay, so the horse sort of neighs a bit, and looks, ready to take instruction.
All right, take the reins, give it a little yip, and then start moving.
All right, but he doesn't have legs, but you hear it galloping, and it begins taking off, and it runs right into the forest, and it looks like it's running right at a tree, but then you notice as it goes to hit the tree's reality warps and bends, and the trees move out of the way of the horse. It goes, and it sort of forms this little U whenever there's a tree or too dense of trees for it to be able to run in that direction, and it just begins to run in the direction you told it, which I assume is towards Caravalon and the light in the sky.
Yeah.
All right. That might be a good image to end on at this point.
Okay.
But we will end today with the party riding on horseback, ghost horseback, through the forest of this eyeball forest, and we'll reach Caravalon next episode.
That sounds awesome. I love this. I love where this is going. Although you really want us in space. That's my thinking. I think he wants this in space really bad. Maybe not. I don't know. He's trying to get something out of Bo. He's not going to say. All right.
God, what is it? What does it say? God blows up your mushroom garden. He opens a zoo.
Eggplant.
Is that a thing? Did you just make that up? I don't know what that is.
No, it's what is it? He shuts a window and closes a door.
Oh, if
He shuts
know,
the door,
if
opens
the
the window.
Lord shuts a door.
Ah, you're doubly screwed, he says. I've covered all the exits, says God.
You're screwed. I don't know what that is, but I
I'm
like
really
it.
sad about the rickshaw not being used, though.
Me
but-
too. Gosh dang it, that thing was cool. Also,
That's
I'm
really
so
cool.
sad about the Fate 4. I want to scream, but I'll bet we build something better later. That's
I
all
really
good.
enjoyed destroying it. I'll say.
Oh
that.
my gosh. And you were so quick to do it. You were just like, hey, there's a giant dinosaur. And then he turned and stepped all over the truck. And that was
Yeah,
it.
I figured the Fate 4 was gone.
I mean, I wanted to convey how impersonal it was to a T-Rex. He doesn't care.
Yeah. It's like when...
T-Rex doesn't even know it's sentimental or
Now,
a thing. It's
my
just
main source, Jurassic Park, showed that the T-Rex did not step on the car when chasing Ian Malcolm.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, these dinosaurs vindictive,
Nope.
clearly.
No respect for primary
They
sources.
got bashed in the snoot and was like, I'll deal with you, but first I'm gonna really mess up this car.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. All right, well, we'll pick this up next week right where we left off. All is well for, let's see. Yeah, all is well for next week. The week after that, I will be out of town. So we'll figure out what we're doing then. We don't know yet. But
all is well for next week. So
Yeah.
we want to end on a big bang.
yeah. Next week will be awesome. So please come back. Thank you all for watching, for listening, for being a part of our support system, which you can find at therewillbedungeons.com. Sign up. You'll love it. There's great stuff in there. Early bonus shows, all kinds of cool artwork, digital rewards. It's a great thing to do. It's all homegrown. We made it ourselves, which means we manage it and do everything ourselves, which I think is a good thing. Makes it a lot more personal. So go check it out. Therewillbedungeons.com. And you can find that. We'll give you all the other things you might need. Old episodes, you want to catch up, check it out on YouTube. It's all there. That's going to do it for us. For me, for John, for Bo, for Kristen, for Kyle. And that's all that it's for. Oh, and for iStalks on plants everywhere.
And for Ubvexia.
And for Ubvexia. Yeah, for
dreams be sweet.
For everyone's favorite mind flayer, and for eyeball trees everywhere, we wish you the best week possible. We'll see you next time.
This show is part of the Frog Pants Network.
Frog Pants Network.
Get more shows like this at frogpants.com.
Yeah.
Nice.
Good one today. Very atmospheric today. I really like the world
Yeah.
you built.
Oh my God, him coming down from the sky with the
Oh.
light.